なんで、ちょっと、はい、大丈夫でした。はいはい。じゃあ、次のこと、いっぱいあるか。待ってね。はい。多分大丈夫でした。はい。はい。皆さん。あれ。待って。大丈夫？はい。じゃあ。皆さん、こんばんにゃ。忘れられた文学の猫神、白青愛道です。今日の配信は、英語をお話します。じゃあ、英語を使います。はい。Hey guys! So today I'll be reading my own written English short story, and it is under the series of Magical Tune Folklore from 0 to 999. So for today's story, I'll be reading for 426, Esmeralda, Rosianne, the Everlasting Thorns. Okay, so I'll be starting the story in a short while. In 1, 2, 3. In the kingdom of Isaiah, there was a mystical forest by the foothill of the Mount of Isaiah, which was worshipped by the citizens of Isaiah who lived by the countryside, but was despised by those who lived behind the stone wall of the fortress of Isaiah. The forest was once said to be once resided by the goddess of nature, Estia, where she prayed and blessed the soil of Isaiah with the fertility and life. The forest was named after her, the Forest of Estia, and was protected by the villagers who lived near the forest at a village named Emin, which means the life of nature. In that village, there was a law that the goddess of nature, Estia, had a daughter with a human, and she became one with the forest when her husband died of a terminal illness to continue to protect her daughter and the forest. The villagers had never realized that the law was actually true, and the daughter of the goddess had already become an adult after many years. With her hair of deep forest green and her eyes of dazzling lake blue, she was just as beautiful as nature, as beautiful as her mother. Her dear name, the name given by her mother, Esmeralda Rosianne, naming after the beauty of the color of nature and her deep love towards life. Blessed with the ability to hear the voice of the nature, she was never all alone nor lonely. Spending her whole life in the forest, she had never seen other humans than herself. However, everything changed. One day, a white horse charged into the forest of Estia because it was overworked. A young man in a vibrant blue see-through tunic with a white cape chased the horse. Struggling through the thick forest, soon he found himself lost. And nearby, she heard a happy neigh was heard. Slowly, he crept closer and closer to find a young, beautiful maiden that he had never seen before. As the horse cried in fear for the young man, their eyes met. Esmeralda was furious. The horse explained what happened to her with the young man. Furiously, she asked him to leave this forest at once, but he stood there unwavered, as he had no choice because going back empty led to punishment. Esmeralda observed the eyes of his, slowly took out her oak violin with the strings of hardened silk coated with rubber. She played a tune that flowed through him in a split second, a tune that touched his heart and soul completely. Tears rolled down his cheeks. He apologized to the horse for overworking it. From the tune, he heard how hard the horse felt, and therefore, that's why he apologized. The horse slowly walked close to the man as a sign that it had forgiven him. Walking away deeper into the woods, Esmeralda bade farewell to them. Before she walked away, the man asked if they would be able to meet again. He just smiled and faded into the shadow. Ever since then, the young man once met Esmeralda. He had never forgotten her face, and the sight of her was immediately spread throughout the whole village. Eventually, even the king of Asaya knows. The sight of Esmeralda made the king feel threatened, as the citizens might try to overthrow him from ruling. As the saying, Esmeralda as the daughter of goddess, the rightful ruler of Asaya, may be true. Without hesitation, the king immediately asked his faithful head knight to lead a troop of soldiers to burn down the forest of Asaya. The news of the king was gathering soldiers reached the young man, and quickly he ran to the forest to warn Esmeralda. As soon as he reached the front of the forest, Esmeralda was standing there, looking at the sight of the village peacefully. Esmeralda turned, smiling at the sight of the young man, and shouted his name, Yemen, which means Thorns. Startled by the fact she knew his name, he was stunned at his position. Then she said, "Please leave now. Please leave now. Hurry! There isn't much time. It was really nice meeting you. Goodbye. Forever, Yemen. And take care." Tears dripping down her chin. He blew into her flute, which was in her left hand, and the grass started to come to life, moving Yemen quickly away from the forest, from Esmeralda. In the fleeting last moment, Yemen was able to spit out his last words for Esmeralda. "Esmeralda, I love you." Having Yemen brought to safety, Esmeralda put away her flute and took out her oak violin. Slowly, the troop arrived with the head knight, leading them at the front. The head knight confronted Esmeralda to give herself up in the forest. Esmeralda smirked. Never will I give up my home to a vile king for the sake of my precious memories. I will bring all of you down, and I'll protect this forest at all costs. In an instant, she put her life energy into playing a tune, the everlasting Thorns, a tune that filled with deep strength and grief, a tune filled with the will to protect the forest at all costs. Eventually, thick, dark, thorny vines started to grow from the ground, forming a thick dome wall to protect the forest from the soldiers. The head knight ordered the soldiers to release the fire arrows to burn down the vines, yet to no avail. The vines were unable to be burned down. Upon the second tune was ended, Esmeralda fell onto the ground. Slowly she crawled upon the grave of his mom and dad, and she said, "Mom, Dad, don't worry. I'll be coming to you soon. Mom, I'm glad that I'm able to protect this forest. The forest where all of our memory lies. Yes, I can finally die in peace now. Sorry, yes. Really the end. Goodbye." Slowly, her eyelids closed. She fell into a deep slumber, and to be never be awakened. With her death, the whole forest started to quiver, as though it grieved over Esmeralda's death. Because of that, the land of Isaiah was shaken by the forest, and the fortress started to crumble. Even the castle, which was built with the strongest material, was not able to withstand the shake. A large tree grew out of the ground suddenly under the castle, demolishing it completely. And then, from the incident onwards, the land of Isaiah was never once ruled or led by a king again. The forest of Isaiah remained generation after generation, with the day of the death of Esmeralda as a sacred day for appreciating Esmeralda's death, a sacrifice, and it was celebrated after years and years. The end. はい、ここまでです。はい、じゃあ今日は皆さんおやすみ。おつかにゃー。バイバイ。よければ私のチャンネル登録してください。Twitter もフォローしてください。はい、もう一度。おつかにゃー。おやすみみんな。バイバイ。